Well, that's engineering solutions. We get paid for that. Okay, I didn't put a budget in for that, but that's what we get paid separately. Just to put our, so we learn more and we work with our consumers. The other thing is cell phone towers, wrapping stuff, hospitals, backup generating systems. We need that. Tents, tops, awnings, whatever. We'll make that. Backup energy, like I said. Protect the grid, like we were talking about for all the grid system and the military. And then also the Power Star satellites, which, by the way, if you filled a bunch of them with helium or some material, like make it hot so it keeps it rising all the time, you could just tether it off of a building way in the hell up there and have your own energy. Not that you want to fly around in your own private plane, right, at Rocket Man? Yeah, I wouldn't want to bounce off of one. So, anyway.
City walking.
Yeah. So, the biggest problem with your cell phones right now is if you have weather or one of these frequencies interferes with the other one and they have to power the whole system down. Hi, George Blanton. There's our CFO, George Blanton. And so cell phone towers, we're going to wrap these things so they continuously have energy. They don't have a power outage. Not only would it be its own power supply, so weather and power doesn't affect it ever, but it also has its insulation benefits of being a microwave system of its own. So this is the first thing I know the cell phone people would love to have this right away. And there's a huge market there. If there's 7,000 grid systems or power plants, how many cell towers do you think are in this country? More than a couple. So, advanced habitation, this is something Highland loves. He says, I want to get off the grid, you know. He wants to live like that guy in the Terminator. I'm off the grid, man. You know, I've got my own communications. I don't plug into anything. I have my own. I make my own energy. I can distill my own water. You know, that's his thing, advanced habitation. So he puts a field out there with a bunch of tarps. So, the other thing is, with that exact thing, because it has a microwave, it becomes your defense. If you're living off the grid and you don't want Terminators to come and kill you, you can vaporize them. Okay, Highland loves what? I guess he's got a great imagination, which is cool. But you could do that. There's no doubt. Oh, by the way, when you get this, you'll want to zoom up on this right here. This is the DoD survivability onion, and it's, you know, prevent being hit, you know, find the target, you know, all this. This is your survivability onion. This is a DoD's. A lot of times this is classified, but I can show it here. But this was given to the Congress, so I can show it. Normally you can't see this stuff. But that's survivability. So once you know that, then you can understand survivability. This guy, you know what's cool is they have a computer on right here. So you can power up a computer, and at night you have your own lighting systems. Now this is a guy that already makes them with these big heavy duty. These are all solar cells up on top right now. I don't make these yet. I've seen ones where you can make a module like this that zips up to another one, it does corners, and you can make them a huge room and stuff. I mean, you know, we get the material to the tent manufacturer that can do all this, and even cooler than this, right? But this would be an off-the-shelf thing we could easily do. And then, okay, but does he have this computer now have access to the website through a satellite? So you're good, no matter where you go. Perfect for you guys, right? My hippies in the back. Hope you don't mind me calling you that. It's cool. So as long as Cartman isn't here, right? He hates those hippies, right? Or who was the biggest hippie of them all? John Lennon, right? Anyway, back to this. Bimini tops, perfect. Duffy's out here, perfect. I tried to buy the Duffy Boat Company so I could make this once, and he wouldn't sell. I was going to give him double what he makes in a year, and he wouldn't go. So that means we'd have to engineer our own boat someday. So don't be surprised if you end up doing that as a pet project of ours. So I believe everyone should be able to have an electric boat on this water cheaper than a car. Something you can just go out there and just go fart around in. Right? Roto-mold the damn boat, the plastic boat, and then put our material up on the top. Now you got energy. Put some batteries on it, boom. $5,000 or less, right? Everyone should have a boat. The freedom, right? Okay, tactile clothing, powered clothing. You can make this, of course, you've seen those backpacks that have a little thing on it. You can make the whole thing that way, but you could also make it so it can make its own colors. You can make these threads. I have a material technology that actually can change the colors of the threads at night, and it illuminates itself from its own power that it already has in it. And communication from each other, point to point, and touching itself, that the same thing. This one's similar to this. But this one, if you ever seen those massage pads that they put on you for like muscle contraction, or if you have muscle spasm on your shoulders or whatever, they put those pads on you and they vibrate. Dr. Hyland says, let's make clothing with that in it. So that way you can assign it with an app on your phone, and you can have it, say, if your wife calls, you could vibrate your ass or something. Or if somebody you don't like, the boss, that's your ass. Or your wife, it could be somewhere else that you don't want to talk about. In a nice region. Or, you could tell it where to vibrate, right? This is a cool idea. Or you could, transmit to somebody and just, hack into them and just make it work. Now that's kind of, he says, beaming will become a, what did he say? This will become a viral. Another Dr. Hyland idea. Not a bad idea. Can you imagine if you were, say you were in China, and your wife's back here in California, right? And you want a doctor, and say you want to hold her, you squeeze her, you touch, and then she feels it. That ain't a bad idea. So many things you can do with it. So, I'll let your imagination go from there. The Power Star. This is a 1 kilometer giant balloon. This right here is a tow vehicle. This little guy right here is a tow vehicle. These things, so here, I showed you the vision of 300 or so in the geo orbit. Medium Earth orbit, which is how many altitude? It's below 25,000 miles. And I think it's 13,000 or something. And then that would have 50, and then 50 at low Earth. So that way you can send it from one to the other to the other. And no matter where you are on the Earth, and if there's a crisis, they can all send it to certain ones to handle those crises in case there's a problem, right? And you can send it right down to the tents and power up a whole city. So Katrina could never ever have a problem again, right? Until we can control weather, you can at least power them and communicate with them. So there's a lot of benefits to that. So anyway, these are 1 kilometer in diameter. These are the first ones. If we can do bigger later on in life, as we make bigger rockets to put, of course they compress into little canisters, but still 1 kilometer is pretty big. As an idea, this is the Echo from 1960 that NASA put up. I'm actually having an image of this made, and it's actually this balloon right here. See this car? This is a truck. And see the people next to it? Okay, well, ours is bigger than that, okay? And this one fit into a container about less than 3 feet square. So we're going to do this out of this material. And then this will be red on it. So I have an artist. This artist right here is going to make me a rendering of exactly what we talked about, but from the low Earth orbit looking outward into the Earth with these tow vehicles, because there's got to be about 3-4 tow vehicles out in outer space just maintaining everything and repairing, maintaining, moving, shuffling, whatever. Just the ultimate goal is in 15 years, that space should be one hell of a profit center, and it should become a natural work environment for a lot of people. There should be manufacturing, 3D printing up there. There should be a lot of factories and a lot of ways of making money. So where do you work? Up there. So you only work less than a pilot, right? So, and then you go up there, work for a while, come back to Earth. But that should be a natural habitat to work and make trillions and upon trillions of dollars and make it a profit center. So, now, this was how important about the protected grid is. If one EMP nuke was put above Kansas right in this area, in the center of the country, 9 out of 10 people in America within a year would be dead with one. So this is a big threat, and nobody's addressed it yet until we did. to the president already. So they already know all this. So here's the TRL, which is technology readiness level, and the risk. Here's your high risk areas. These aren't too high, but anyway. There's a lot of things. Everything's got to be super easy down here, okay? That takes a lot of money to get there. So this was, okay, some of you went with us to see the first two buildings. The one here on 2nd Street is leased out for 10 years. I can't get it. I wanted to give them twice the money for it. They're just too happy with it. The one over by the airport's still available. I'm not super happy about it. And I have another 15 that are around on average 100,000 square feet. With a minimum, it has to have a minimum of, like I said, 25,000 square feet of office space. So, and the rest is lab. And sometime we'll start factories in the back of it too. So I'm going to be looking at that next week. So we're still going ahead. We just don't know where yet. This was the one that's still available at the airport. These, we own everything. It's not like, it's just an idea. I own all the sites and the trademarks and the patent. So we're good. Numbers. These are old numbers. You can see them probably. I'm going to probably have to double these in the second year. Once we get the proof of concept, most of these numbers will double because there'll be more demand for it than we have capability, which means I got to accelerate. To accelerate, you got to either work people to death, which I don't believe in, or hire the shit out of them. But you got to educate them. And that's why I'm going to give you guys all USBs so you can self-educate, but once you get it working with us, you'll have time to educate. Part of your day is all education anyway, because it has to be, period end. So, and then there has to be sheer time together. So anyway, as you can see in the first year, this is about 150 people in the first year. Okay, this 330 will be the second year. This second year is not going to be 220 anymore because we got to do protected grid quicker. So these numbers are old, but you can see within 10 years is 1,800 people. This slope is going to be a lot higher. So this is some of the startup funding, 77.